They say the forest remembers, and it called my name. Aokigahara, at the base of Mount Fuji, is Japan's most haunted forest, dense, silent, and full of shadows that move when no one's looking. I came here searching for my brother, who vanished 6 months ago, and what I found was far worse than I ever imagined. The trees whispered, the shadows watched, and then she appeared. The pale woman, pointing into the darkness, waiting for me to follow. Every step I took made the forest hungrier. This is the story of the forest that never forgets, and the horrors it keeps hidden in its heart. At the foot of Mount Fuji, where sunlight fades into a tangle of ancient shadows, there lies a forest the locals fear to name after dark. Aokigahara, the sea of trees. A place where sound goes to die, and memories refuse to rest. This is where our story begins. Haru Sato entered the forest alone. Days later, only his camera was found, lying on a bed of moss as if placed there gently. On his final recording, he whispered, "She keeps calling my name." Then came a thud, a long breath, and silence. Haru never returned. 6 months later, his sister Mina Sato arrived at the edge of Aokigahara, clutching that same camera like a lifeline. Beside her stood Ranger Dosuke Mori, a man who knew the forest better than anyone and feared it more than he admitted. "You don't follow the forest," he told her. "The forest follows you." But Mina stepped forward anyway. For her brother, she would walk into the dark. Under the canopy, the world shifted. The path behind them vanished in moments, and the forest began to watch.
Aokigahara is known for its silence, but this was different. The silence pressed on the chest, crawled beneath the skin. As Mina and Daisuke moved deeper, the trees seemed to crowd closer, bending as if listening. And then, a whisper, soft, delicate, "Mina. Mina frose." She knew that voice. "Haru." Daisuke gripped her shoulder. "Do not listen. The forest repeats what it takes." But the whisper came again, drifting between the twisted trunks like a memory gone wrong. Hours later, a notebook appeared beneath a tangle of roots. Haru's notebook. Mina opened it with trembling hands. The last entry was barely legible, as if written in fear. "She walks between the trees. She points the way. She wants me to see the heart." A drawing followed. Pale woman. Hair like flowing ink. Arms too long, too straight. As Mina studied the page, a sensation crept over her. A breath across her neck. In a place where no wind existed. The forest was close. Listening. Waiting. Night fell without warning. Aokigahara is known for that. In the dead stillness, Mina awoke to a scraping sound, like cloth dragging across bark. There, at the edge of the lantern's glow, stood a figure, tall, motionless, white as moonlight. Her hair drifted around her head as if she existed underwater. She raised one arm. A single finger pointed deeper into the forest. And in a voice that should not have been hers, she spoke. "Come see." Mina almost answered, almost stepped forward. Daisuke yanked her back, terror in his eyes. "She binds the living with familiar voices. If you follow her, you won't come back." But the pale woman wasn't alone. A shadow stood behind her, one shaped like Haru. Running should have saved them, but in Aokigahara, running only takes you where the forest wants you to go. Soon they burst into a clearing where nothing grew. a hollow circle swallowed by silence. In its center lay a massive, rotten tree trunk, split open like a wound. Daisuke's face went cold. This is the heart. The forest brings chosen souls here. Mina stepped toward the trunk, drawn by something she couldn't name. Inside, she found her brother's scarf, still warm, and the forest exhaled. The ground shuddered. Roots burst upward, twisting like skeletal hands. Daisuke was grabbed first, dragged toward the earth. "Run!" he shouted. "The forest wants you, Mina." But Mina refused to leave him. Then the whispers began again. Dozens, hundreds, layered atop one another, like voices trapped in the roots. And out from the trees stepped the pale woman. Her eyes were black, endless. Her mouth stretched unnaturally wide. Behind her stood Haru, or what was left of him. Haru reached toward Mina. His shape flickered. His skin was ash pale. His voice was soft, too soft. "Stay, Mina. You came for me." Daisuke yelled. "That is not your brother." The forest creates echoes from memory, but Mina saw something in Haru's eyes, a spark of fear, a plea. "Help me leave." The pale woman turned her head sharply, like a puppet on an unseen string. She did not want him to leave. She did not want her memory taken away. Roots tightened around Daisuke. The clearing shrank. The forest demanded a choice. Mina lifted Haru's warm scarf. "If you remember him," she whispered to the pale woman, "then you remember pain." For a moment, just a moment, the woman's face shifted. Recognition, sorrow, hunger, and Mina struck. She slammed the scarf against the hollow tree. Light burst free, brighter than the moon, colder than winter. The forest screamed. The pale woman's form fractured. The roots recoiled. The darkness split open. And Haru's echo, smiled faintly. "Thank you, sister," then vanished like mist in the sun. The forest seemed peaceful now, almost ordinary. But at the entrance, something lay waiting. Haru's scarf, cold, still damp, as if a hand had just released it. Mina picked it up. Behind her, deep within the sea of trees, a whisper floated through the morning air. "Mina." The forest had not forgotten her, and it never would.